Seeing through your fake persona and realizing your authentic self. Posted on November 2nd, 2011. The word persona is basically derived from Latin, where it originally meant a theatrical mask. It's fitting that the word personality is a derivative of persona because in most people, their personality is simply a mask they wear to hide or hide from their true human self. The beautiful thing is that underneath all the facades that we humans put up, there is an innocent being which is actually our true self. This is true for every single human being. Some of us are true to this original innocence, while most of us have created layers of persona to completely cloud the identification of this truth in us. It's heartening to know and realize that all human beings, beneath their masks, are deeply innocent beings, and if you could see this innocence in a person when their mask is down, you cannot help but feel a deep love or compassion for him or her unconditionally. All human beings are inherently good. It's only that sometimes they identify completely with the mask they put on, or were made to put on, to the point that they disconnect from their inherent goodness, innocence, and integrity. A simple exercise to know your innocence. A lot of psychologists seem to be more interested in analyzing the masks that people are wearing and focus on guiding people to wear better masks or more positive masks instead of helping a person identify their true innocence and guide them to be true in this innocence. It doesn't matter what type of mask you're wearing, a positive one or a negative one. The bottom line is that you will not feel totally aligned with yourself as long as you see yourself as the mask instead of knowing yourself in your true innocence. Here's a simple exercise that can help you get a sense of the unmasked innocence of who you are. Sit alone in a quiet room, preferably very silent. If your body is feeling overexcited or restless, just take some time to relax and allow the body to become a little calm. Now, without trying to get it right or trying to be spiritual about it, just be your normal self and visualize a scenario where you're all alone in the middle of a dense jungle, thick with wild animals. It's getting dark as the sun sets. You're totally by yourself and there is no audience watching your performance. You can sense some wild animals closing in, mostly by their growl as they smell your presence. Look within and sense who you are in this moment, with no persona, with no pretenses, just you in this abject loneliness. Aloneness. If you can take this visualization deep enough, you will get a very authentic sense of who you really are beneath the masks. When you're all alone with no audience in your survival mode, your true human self always reveals itself in all its humility, integrity, and innocence. No superficial bravados, no artificial confidence, no artificial positivity, no aggrandized spiritual identity, no fake smiles, no persona, just an authentic presence. It doesn't matter who the human being is. If he or she is in such a scenario, all the persona will drop away and their innocence will stand revealed in that moment. It's really amazing how many human beings are avoiding the acknowledgement that this innocence is their real truth. All the masks they use are just means to deny who they really are beneath all of it, or a means to make people believe a fake version of them. Why do we mask our innocence? The basic reason why we mask our innocence is because we associate a deep vulnerability with it. We feel that if we stand true to our innocence, we will be taken advantage of or will be weak in some way. However, the truth is that any human being who stands true to his or her innocence is deeply taken care of by life, because in their innocence there is no resistance in them to the influx of well-being that is inherent to life's movement. Whenever you take on a mask and stay identified with it, you're basically standing in resistance to your true life movement and thus end up attracting realities that are incongruent or conflicted with you. It doesn't matter what type of mask you're wearing. You can be wearing a positive persona as your mask, and you will still end up attracting a reality that does not feel congruent to you because you're not being congruent to yourself. It's so easy to see through the inauthenticity in people who try to wear positive personas, like some spiritual mask or some superficial confidence, contrived show of strength or fake smiles or fake cheerfulness. Anyone who starts becoming aware of their authentic nature will be able to see through the various pretenses in themselves and in others. Another common persona that people take up is the role-based persona, through a need to fit into a society-defined role. You can see how a person who is not totally in touch with his or her truth takes up multiple personalities to fit into some designed roles, be it some professional roles like a manager or servant role, or some personal roles like a mother, father, brother, sister, a son, daughter, wife, or husband. We constantly fake it to fit into a role. It's just like being an actor in a theater who is hiding behind the mask of the character he or she is playing. Some people take up personas based on their sexuality, gender, social standing, qualifications, status, physical looks, and skill sets. It can get really complex when the mind makes up so many masks, shifting between them based on the situation, feeling totally confused and artificial, and also afraid because the mask can slip at times, revealing their perceived vulnerability. Be your authentic self. You're bound to reach a point at some point in your life when you get sick and totally exhausted of all the masks that you're wearing. At the latest, it might be when you sense death approaching, because then you'll realize the futility of the masks. Sometimes when people are ill or going through a loss, their true innocence shows up easily, and a lot of people close to them, or the person himself or herself, can be surprised at how it was hiding all along beneath the masks. During illness, the mind is so tired that it doesn't have the energy to create masks, and so the human can finally appear in his or her true being, and there is a welling of unconditional compassion towards anyone who stands revealed in this innocence. Your innocence is not your weakness, it's your greatest strength. Your masks are a sign of weakness. When you stay true to your innocence, you will be in total alignment with your life stream, and hence will always be privy to an influx of well-being and love. When you shed your masks and stay true to your innocence, you will not get harmed the way your mind imagines you will. It's only your masks that are truly harming your life by the resistance they create to your life's movement. We all know how comfortable we feel in the presence of an authentic human being who is not putting on a show, who's just being true to his humanness. This comfort is felt because in their presence we sense our own authenticity and sense how pure and innocent our being really is.